Welcome to the Goodwood Show.
Welcome everyone to another The Goodwood Show, and today we have someone from Project Zero, Pantera. Welcome.
Yeah, welcome. Thanks to having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure. And I've been a user of Project Zero for a long time, even before when was Marginfi. So for me, it's nice to have guests that I actually use the product. So it's for me it's much more rewarding, right? Before we go to the actual project, it would be nice to know a little bit of your past in terms of why did you went to crypto? What is your background, if you can explain?
Yeah, I don't like to spend too much time on this as it's a bit irrelevant, but I come from academic studies, TradFi, uh, and well, basically the problem is that they are in TradFi. They are basically it's like a I mean, it's a certain type of Ponzi that are benefiting only the rich people and
Yeah,
the multinationals, and it doesn't really help anyone getting access to finance. You need to have to access a finance tool. You need to have 1 million euros in your bank account, but there's like few people that have it, or you have to go through family office to be able to go into certain type of deals. And with blockchain and crypto, that's so much better in way of financial tool acquisition uh, from the whole world.
yeah,
Also, risk wise, it's really bad what happens. We don't really know what happens in a centralized system where all the banks have all their books is private, and you don't know what happens. We have like a lot of financials a crisis, like Deutsche Bank having laundering money from the Russian. We have Credit Suisse bankrupt. We have a lot of big
yeah.
stuff happening, and we don't know, the public don't know why. And finance, they are trying to make things really complicated while it's really easy and
And basic,
really
right?
simple
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah, it's basic stuff, basic math, basic rule of thumb, but they just make it sound like it's complicated and that you don't know nothing.
yeah.
So crypto is demystifying a bit of all of this and making accessible to everyone. So that's why I'm into this.
Yeah, so you say it's not relevant, but actually, to be honest, for me, it's very relevant to know the pathway that people take in to reach where they are now, right? So everyone does different ones, and then you said that you done the academic on traditional finance, right? Were you always someone interested in finance? Was something that you thought, okay, I can make money here is in terms of uh, future is better than doing something else, or was you always interested in this area?
Yeah, both. I guess obviously when you go to finance, it's for money. Everyone knows that. I knew it. I'm not stupid. But also because I'm generally interested into how the world works, and the world the world works thanks to money. So you understand money, you understand uh, the world, you understand how it
Yeah,
works, you understand people interest, why someone is making this statement, why someone can have an ideas, but then say the opposite things, but then you understand that he has a different stake,
yeah.
his capital.
Financial incentives, right?
Yes, yes, exactly. Lobbying, it's everywhere. Like if you understand money flow, you understand basically a lot of things that happening under the hood, and you don't need to talk to people. You can just watch the chart, go to the data, anticipate any rate curve. If you understand that, you you understand a lot of things. So I'm really interested into understanding how the world works, and of
Mhm.
course, by working in finance, I obviously know that I will get a better chance of having a good salary
Yeah,
and better
of
life.
course. And when did you came into the reality that okay, this traditional finance is not for me? There's probably something else. When did you then? Was by chance did you discover crypto? Because I
No,
don't think it's very talked in the traditional finance world. So you had to go somewhere else to find it, right?
yeah. I'm just curious, so I always knew crypto as far as I know. Uh, from this beginning from the start of my studies, I always knew
Okay.
crypto. So it was just obvious for me. But to come back to the reason of why a traditional finance don't interest me anymore. I mean, it still interests me, but it kind of gave me a bitter taste in the way that you work your ass off for a long time. They make you, they tell you, oh, do this, do that, go to this interview, do this roundtable. And then at the end, you found out that there is 1 in 1,000 people that get the job that you wanted. So you never get the job that you wanted because there is very few there is very few banks, big banks that you can get into. There is
Mm,
not that much desk, and you are specialized you are specialized somewhere, so you cannot go to every bank
yes.
desk. Uh, this is pretty limited, and also there is thousands of applicants. There is people that are there's not just students, but there are also people that are doing reconversion, like they are changing jobs that are senior. Uh, Everyone want to go to finance, of course, because of salary. So it's a crowded job place.
Very
And if
competitive.
you Exactly, and if you don't have the right, if you in France actually, if you don't have the right certificates, academic path, you don't get in at all. You'll just stay low, and everybody they don't care about what you can do. They just care where you came from. And if you
Yeah.
don't have the study, if you didn't pay a shit ton of money, uh, if you were born in the right place, in the right family, and have the right path, you cannot go there. It's not, there's no merit in that. And so this really gives me the ick and not wanting to work for them really that's not worth it.
Yeah. And then crypto is actually kind of solving a little bit, or it's the whole point of crypto is that gives financial opportunity to everyone, regardless of your status, of your location, where you are born, color of your skin doesn't matter, right? It's
Exactly.
exactly the opposite from the traditional finance that you have to be that person presentable with a tie, know how to speak, know how to sell, regardless if you're not saying anything that's
Yeah,
relevant.
yeah, exactly. But you have to
Um,
be good also in crypto. If you don't deliver, if you don't do a good job, you're not gonna stay in a protocol a long time. You have to deliver, of course. But yeah, much better in crypto.
so how did you then end up with the job on Project Zero? Because you came after Marginfi, right? So you didn't even got that era. So what you were doing in crypto that then gave you the CV or the resume to be able to get a job for one of the biggest companies in Solana, right?
Yeah, well, I just wrote article. Uh, and that's pretty much it. I just I just wrote articles and getting noticed and
Okay.
just go through interviews and that's it.
And apart from that, you didn't work for any other company. You just were a normal user, right?
Yes, I never worked for protocol before. I mean, I worked for French uh, crypto banks before, but that's it.
And then when you got to Project Zero, there was a bit of a turmoil with the transition to the rebrand. Do you want to just give us an overlook of what did you find, what was new that I'm sure that you knew Marginfi from before, right?
Yeah, sure. I was using it a bit to test it, see how the borrowland um, activity on Solana was doing, but nothing much. I mean, at the start, nothing much.
Yeah. And then when you started with Project Zero, um, what was the main guidelines in terms of how do you speak about the project? What are the guidelines of the company, let's say?
Mm. So the guideline is to be a prime broker, DeFi broker. So basically, they want to be able to onboard all DeFi users into one place and to for them to access easily all DeFi position in every venue and to be able to for them to have a collateral with all of their position. So multi-asset, multi-venue. Let's say you can have a GLP on Jupiter, USDC on Kamino, uh, Corvus Sol on P0 or Stake Sol on P0, and then you have this pool of collateral. Then you can borrow against it, and you can do some strategies with it, and that's really powerful because you get a unified margin and with your whole portfolio with the main health of your whole portfolio, and then you can manage your whole portfolio at one place in the whole DeFi. That's very powerful,
Mm.
and that's a really good idea that actually uh, no one has done it on EVM. I mean, that's really unique and innovative from DeFi, like in the whole DeFi ecosystem, not just Solana, but also EVM. And so I didn't want it to also be another copy pasta of EVM protocol because most of new DeFi projects on any chains are some copy pasta that stuff that are already doing on EVM, which is
Yeah.
it's also very good at what they're doing. It's amazing. It's really cool product, and we need it on Solana. So it's definitely very useful, especially for us as we are on Solana. So we actually very open to with all other protocols, and we're working with uh, with a lot of protocol that integrated us as well, uh, like 20 plus, I think. And yeah, we are aggregating everyone, and if people stop building on Solana, then this is not positive for us as well. We want to work with everyone.
Yeah. So it's mainly an aggregator. So it was a shift in because Marginfi was not an aggregator, was a platform where you could do these things, but only on that platform with limited liquidity, let's say, just the liquidity on that platform. And now it's an aggregator that you can manage all your positions in all your other platforms, right?
Yeah, it's yeah, exactly. I mean, it's an aggregator in some sort, but it's not really.
Mm.
Because an aggregator they don't provide they just aggregate like an aggregator they don't really what we do in a way that they don't have an infrastructure a liquidity infrastructure they're just redistributing money
Yeah.
to all of the protocol, right? They don't have specific code or anything, which we do have. We still are running liquidation. We still are running, are putting risk engine. We have a really big infra, so it's I w- it kind of work in an aggregator way, in a way that we are aggregating main protocols, uh, but it's more like people are using us rather than the opposite.
And then your competitors. in this case, you turn the competitors into projects that work with you, right?
Exactly. We don't have competitors.
Right, but people can still do the same that they do on projects, on Kamino or on other places, right?
I mean, they can if they stay with Camino product, yeah, but they cannot do. They cannot if people want to have unified margin and to have also looping strategies with multiple venue, multiple asset, and always have a spread to catch. They cannot do this on isolated venue.
So, since you are mentioning that, for the audience that like are not technically advanced, let's say in financial terms, what are the products that you kind of offer that are kind of unique, and if you can explain them a little bit so people know what they are and how to use them.
Sure. So except about the unified margin I talked about earlier, we have
Mhm.
these strategies where you can take benefit of a spread. So what a spread? A spread is a difference between two rates. So
Okay.
yeah, it's rate percentage rates APY. So if you have 8%, if you get 8% from Solana,
Mhm.
uh, and if you borrow, let's say 5% on an LST, let's say MSOL, then you get this 3%, right? 3% gain. Uh, of course, this is 3% APY. And so this 3% spread that you're getting, you can leverage it, and you're leveraging by looping the money. So you're gonna deposit into Sol, getting the 8%. Then you're gonna borrow the MSOL, and then with the MSOL, you're gonna swap the MSOL to the Sol and redeposit, reborrowing, and then you're doing that in until you get an LTV close to around 80%, no more, sometimes 75, depends of the asset. And then what's cool is it's Sol, right? It's Sol, you're
Yeah.
depositing Sol, you're borrowing Sol, so you're not getting exposed to volatility. So the only risk is uh is if the rates is getting negative, like it's if the 8% lend rate is getting lower, or you're getting the borrowing rate increasing above 8%, then you're gonna be you have a negative spread, and this is gonna dilute your position and probably get you in liquidation. So that's one risk. And
Mhm.
the other risk is about DPEG, but for LST, that's very unlikely. So risk are really minimal on this type of strategies. Well, except of course protocol exploit.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So that's one strategy we do. Otherwise, we do also strategies with stablecoin. So it's the same process, but with stablecoin.
Okay.
So you
You loop
so
it.
in the you loop stablecoin. Before, you're not exposed to volatility in the strategies, but you're exposed to Sol volatility. But on stablecoin, of course, you're not exposed to any volatility. And otherwise, you can also do directional trades where you're gonna lend BTC, borrow USDC or stablecoin, and then in this way you're basically longing BTC or shorting BTC, and at the same time you are getting yield on top of it. Rather than paying funding rates, you are actually getting, so you will be netting the yield minus or plus uh, the profit from deposit, the long or the short.
And in terms of look, the question normally is always like where the APY is coming, right? If you are able to offer extra money, uh, it normally comes from somewhere. It comes from leverage positions, people paying the fees of the leverage position, or perps or something like that.
Yeah, it comes from different way. From in our case, come from either so natively for For the LST, for example, it comes from the validator fees, validator reward.
Mm-hmm.
So the native yield, right? From validating
Yep.
the blocks. And on top of that, you got the emissions, so incentives from the issuer. You got also on lending and borrowing protocol, you also got, of course, the the borrows, right? When you have borrowers, borrowers
Yep.
are paying a certain percentage, right? So this is getting to the lenders. So if, for example, you're gonna, with the example I had before, you have Sol versus MSol. So the people that are borrowing MSol, right, they're paying 5% APY on MSol. But so the people that are lending MSol, they are getting
Yep.
uh, this amount, and so they could, and so this is why this is really interesting, is because on P0 you can have this rebalancing mechanism between assets, uh, because you have so many assets in so many venues that you always have a, a very good spread between some assets.
Yeah. It's the curious part now is like DeFi is kind of in a bear market, like everything, right? And then everyone is saying that it doesn't even worth to have the USDC on any DeFi platform because the risk of any hack or anything. It's better to have the money because the percentage or APY that you get, it's so low nowadays, right? We used to have 40% and 50% the bull market, and now it's 3 or 4%. And a lot of people think, why I'm risking 3% here? Well, I'm just gonna put my money in my bank that probably even gives me the 3% or a nicer. Um, did you feel that down moment or a bear market moment?
Yeah, it's really hard, honestly. In the I personally feeling it with the deal I made, how I talk to people when I go to ask about even some friends of mine, uh, to say, look, we're doing this. Is it of interest? They say, yeah, I don't know with the exploits. But the thing is, on P0, we have really good rates. So there's no reason to not doing it. For example, right now I'm looking at our strategy page. We have Sol, we have a cover Sol strategies at 32% IPY. We have a stablecoin at 64%, 46. Well, the capacity is not it's not huge, but we have opportunities. There is opportunities in DeFi, but it's just about risk premium, as you say. People
Yeah.
are eager or not to take the risk for the premium, and usually they are not keen to do that as they don't want to. They don't know if they don't want to lose their whole capital, right? So I understand, but I want to say that on if they put their money on a bond or on a bank, well, usually they until 100K. If the bank bankrupts, they can get back 100K, but that's
Yeah,
it.
exactly. Yeah.
So
That's the security that you have with an external, like traditional finance, right? That in crypto doesn't happen. Like I just, recently Drift. How did that, for example, the Drift one and some others affect also the confidence that people have in Project Zero and other products that projects and protocols that are now on the market?
yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Especially a project like us, which are integrating other protocols, because well, people they're not they say, okay, this is good, you have a good product, but what happened if one of the protocol you integrated get to zero? And we always answer that that this is actually the protocol we are integrated are actually the biggest on Solana, Kamino, Juplin, Drift, and if they get exploited, there is high chance of them to get to refund uh,
Mm.
all the people because they're big. So which I hope will happen. I think with the USDT help, people will get whole. I mean, I don't know, but
Yeah,
it
yeah,
seems like it going this way. So we are betting on. Well, of course, this is a bet, but this is I think this is a good bet in the sense that I don't see how big protocols like this won't be able to refund. We'll see with Drift. Uh, but uh, but yeah, this is affecting us, of course. But we will see in the long term how this plays out. But I think in the long term, if big protocols like Kamino or Juplan are getting heavily exploded, I mean, DeFi in a whole is will anyway go down.
yeah, of
So
course.
yes, if you can't trust big protocols, then DeFi is dead, right?
Yeah, exactly, and that's the whole premise of crypto is no middleman. But then if you need to trust the platform that is not going to be hacked or something, it also goes against the crypto motto, right?
Yeah,
A little bit.
we talk a lot about protocols, but we should also talk also a lot about the users that says, yeah,
Mm,
I mean, I also am a user, but I know what I want, but a lot of users don't want to manage their money. They want third parties. So
yeah,
it's like, yeah, crypto is great, but actually at the end, we have a lot of demand from people that have money. They don't want to be 24/7 on their screen and manage they fund themselves, right? Which is why crypto is doing. So this is actually something that need to be solved,
yeah.
uh, which was solved with creators. But as we see, creators, they are also creating risk, and this is also they are also, like you said, this is another middleman person, which is not really in the same like
It's not what crypto was supposed to be. Like it adds another layer of third party person, another contractor, another person
yeah, another
managing
character.
on the behalf of someone, on the behalf of another one, right? It's kind of uh, it's always complex in terms of trying to sort that. As crypto evolve, do you feel the space? I'm not sure when did you start it, how many years, but do you feel the space more mature in general, more safe, or do you think there's still a lot to be done in general?
More safe, I don't know. But more mature, obviously. I mean, depends what you intend by mature. When I heard mature, I intend the amount of liquidity and actors that are
Mm,
getting uh interested into DeFi. I think the fact of having ETF and the fact of having more the TradFi getting into crypto and accepting it as a, I mean, having more regulation, having more and more protocol building, more people getting into it. This is called maturing.
yeah,
Also in terms of cycle, also there is a maturity where it's very hyped at the beginning, and then for a long time it just people are building until it reaches a certain point where the foundation are really solid. I believe we're still in the foundation process, so we're not mature yet with the exploits that happen with Drift, etc. So when we'll have a very minimum amount of exploit and where liquidity will pour in and have a very big amount of USD stable market will increase drastically. That's where we will see a big major market. For now, it's mostly USDT and USDC,
hmm
which are for me not DeFi though. Those are
yeah,
centralized. Those are
exactly.
centralized token, right? So, and also the fact that it's a decentralized. I mean, blockchain is decentralized, but we only used USD. So I mean,
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense, right? Because the idea was to uh, go separate from the traditional finance. But if you still use the same currency as backing for the crypto finance, it defies the whole purpose, right?
yeah, Donald Trump and the US are actually really much crypto like because all of the all of the DeFi ecosystem is based on USD stablecoin, and so obviously they want it to work because those are buying USD, right? And so they
Exactly.
are having their reserve in USD, so they are actually USD. They are creating demands for dollars, and this is pretty shit for the other countries. So you have all of the other countries that are actually not getting the good side of it, and we would need to get other stable coin backed by Swiss franc, euro, and this is very underdeveloped. Why? Because US everything is based in US. US is
Mm,
kept catching a lot of chunk of the market, and yeah, this is really hard, and because they have interest incentives, and people are not ready to move. Yeah, I it's really hard, but I really would like to see more forex market develop. When this will be developing, I think DeFi will really mature.
There's something new happening on Solana, and you can hear it. Soul Radio is a 24/7 radio stream and original tracks only. No copies, no noise, just real vibes from the ecosystem. If you're part of the space, you need to hear this. Discover Soul Radio now at soulradio.fun.
do you see stablecoins as the base of the future of crypto?
Yeah, I mean that's where how else would you do DeFi?
Yeah,
Like
with
what's the
Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana as one Solana is one
this
Solana, right?
no. You can't really do that because uh, I don't know why people are saying that Bitcoin is the future. This stuff is doing plus 10% a week.
Mm,
Like this is good. This is good. Okay, to I don't know to which extent people think this will work, but this can't be a way of if you think about exchanging goods. This can be an Bitcoin can be the entity used to exchange goods or the value that can be a money. It can be fiat. It can be. It's too volatile. So even later, I
mm,
think even gold can be can be used. Is too volatile. I mean, so
okay.
stablecoin is obviously what we should care about. We should have a
A
stable
logarithm.
money.
Okay.
Yeah, stable token. It's you cannot trade without a stable token.
Yeah, but it has to be backed by something, and in this case, we always revert
Yeah,
back
yeah.
to be backed by fiat.
Yeah, but you can't make it back by Bitcoin. If it's backed by Bitcoin, then it it's yeah. Have you seen what happened with APYX or Saturn that are backed
Mm,
by STRC, which is STRC backed by Bitcoin? It's like it's crazy, but this can't works. It has to be works by a diversified portfolio of asset, which could imply Bitcoin, but not Bitcoin itself.
do you see another potentially another algorithmic stable coin in the future if someone can sort the math behind one that doesn't depeg?
Uh, honestly, I think there's a lot of stablecoin that are really good. Yield-bearing stablecoin that exist that are pretty good. Uh, there is the FX USD from FX protocol that are pretty good. There is I I think uh, what is it called already? Agora, USDA. There
Okay.
is Hilo. Hilo have a really good mechanism. Uh, recently, I've looked into USG from
Okay.
Tangent. There is of course Frax Finance, Frax,
There's quite a lot.
FRX.
I never heard of any of those. So-
Because I come from EVM, like I know very well EVM, well, for the stablecoin there is a neutral. Neutral is good. Yeah, there's I mean I can go on and on, but there's enough we can do. Ethena, of course, like there's a lot, but with all those stablecoin, there are risk that every people need to be aware of and need to be comfortable with. Even on Ethena,
okay.
the strategies that are backed by funding rates actually are pretty sketchy during bear markets. I mean, pretty sketchy. Not really because they have good buffer, but the strategy itself can be quite quite sketchy in some way. Uh, but yeah, stablecoin, we really need more diversified stablecoin, not just USD based, but also other fiat based.
Why do you think that no other countries apart from El Salvador did embrace this? Because this could be a good opportunity for smaller countries, right, to have their coin
Yeah.
as backing, but apparently no one is doing it, at least from what I know.
Yeah, but it's pretty simple. I think it's pretty simple macroeconomically speaking, in a way that people that have money are northern country, right? And northern countries, they have a financial system that works. People they don't need people that need blockchain and an alternative financial ecosystem, or countries like you said that are underdeveloped or just
Yeah,
developing and that have a currency that are depegging all
yeah.
the
So no point
times.
of backing it by anything.
Yeah, so it's worthless, but the northern countries they don't need blockchain, so they're building it. Northern countries are the one with the liquidity, but they are building something that the most people that needs it are not the one that are building it. So it's a bit of a dichotomy there. There's an asymmetry. There's also an asymmetry between the kind of people that have money. Like most of the people that have money are boomers. They're old. They don't want to get into DeFi because too complex. Why would they bother? They're already rich. They already have a mansion. They already have a. They are landlord. They don't care.
And in terms of stable coins, that's where all the institutions are now trying to get in, right? They don't care about buying Solana or buying anything else. They want to have the next stable coin or entrance to be as a point of entrance. But do you think like if they enter the crypto world through stable coins, they then gonna be interested on all the other tokens or all the other protocols or projects?
I mean, they're already doing it right through ETF.
ETFs, yeah, yeah.
They don't need to use blockchain to buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Solana. They're already doing it. Big institution. They're already having it in their diversified portfolio and they have demands. So they don't need DeFi.
But doesn't the ETF go against a little bit what crypto is, right? Crypto should
Yeah, but
be self custody. You own your own crypto, not your keys, not your crypto.
yeah, but that will be that should come from the demand, and if people just want to be exposed to a set of portfolio with S&P 500, CAC 40, and all other ETF or gold and stay in there, have their normal bank account, but don't really care about crypto and decentralized. Like I told you, they are northern country. The financial system works, so why would they bother
Yeah, exactly.
going to decentralized one? So they just want to be exposed to other set of product, which is so ETF works well, but I believe that DeFi will be really useful when we will see the extent of the centralized system where people won't trust the centralized system where data is centralized and very with AI coming up, I think it's maybe easier to hack a bank, a centralized bank
And
than
crypto, yeah.
yeah. So we'll see. I hope not. I really hope not. But for DeFi, I mean, if war could be also uh,
Yeah, and
more,
something that will help crypto in terms of
yeah, a
people see
catalyst,
the potential, the real potential, right?
yeah, a
Uh,
catalyst
a
for
catalyst, yeah.
people to use DeFi more.
We talking a lot now about stocks, and now with SpaceX IPO, it's even talked more. And then we had a SpaceX IPO straight away on Solana from day one, right? And that's it's amazing. What is your opinion about the stocks being on crypto? And do you have any offering in terms of products that people can use on the platform?
We don't have RWA yet.
Okay. But it's something that is planned on the future, so people can get use their stocks, for example, to get as a collateral or something like that. Is a product
Yeah,
that
sure, they can, but well, I believe that the demand isn't that big in the sense that people that want to be exposed to TradFi stock, they go to TradFi.
yeah, exactly.
Uh, so for now, I believe that's not like as much as a project priority.
Hmm.
At least for a DeFi protocol. It is in the long term, so we need to build this for sure. That is definitely good, but I think there might be some better way to build this. I don't know if you like since since it's not a since it's not a priority, there might be when it will be, there might be a protocol or some new innovation that would make it so much better and so much easier to trade stock on DeFi. And that would be
Okay.
a pity to start with something that doesn't work and spend times and effort and money on
Okay.
something that is, that works for now. So it works, but it's sketchy.
Why do you say
And
that is sketchy? What? Why it
because
doesn't
there's
work?
not, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it works, but I'm just saying that the market is maybe not mature enough to RWA is just starting to onboard on Solana.
Okay.
So every protocol that are starting building stuff on RWA and Solana,
Experiment, well,
it's
almost.
yeah, it's experiment, it's unique, it's new, and it's not mature. So it's risky in the sense that it's not battle tested and
Hmm.
maybe waiting that the market will be more mature, that the demand clear off, which will know which asset exactly there is the most liquidity on, which RWA, you know, because in like yeah, cryptocurrency for now are good. It's mature. We know which cryptocurrency are good, not good. For example, before I remember uh they were like token that I dash, for example. I don't
Hmm.
know, like before that was a big thing. If people would have spent time on developing, let's say, a restacking protocol, for example, I don't know. There is so much narrative that are getting getting out, and it's a bit useless to go into one narrative and go full in it without thinking long term. So better think through and spend time on meaningful upgrade, meaningful integration. So AWA it is meaningful, but it needs to integrate it and have a cool stuff. I think we will need more, maybe innovation, maybe things that would work for real with really big traction. Don't know if you get me.
Yeah. I understand and I agree. It's and then it's funny that you mentioned before you talking about the kind of the projects copy pasta kind of and feels that crypto is a momentum or everyone follows the meta, right? If it's perps dex is the meta, everyone builds a perps dex. If it's a meme coin, a launch pad, everyone wants to build a meme coin launch pad. And now it's also prediction markets. What is your opinion about that, and that how much that those narratives take the attention from what's supposed to be, or I don't know, the more serious issues or more serious narratives on crypto?
Well, I don't think there is I don't think there's serious narrative. I don't really believe in serious narrative in the way that it's a bit of a philosophical question to ask. What's is come down to the what's the meaning of life, right?
Yeah.
So it's a bit. I think it's a bit. It's the question will be more what's useful for people in their everyday life, or
Exactly.
what distribute the most capital or the most economical value to the world. Obviously not meme coin. Uh, uh, Operation market. This is a new betting.
Yeah, with a new name, as betting with a new name, right?
Yeah, exactly, and on not just on sport but on everything.
And everything. Yeah.
So so it's a good narrative. I think stuff will be built on this type of narrative. Like it's really good to see what people are betting on, to see okay, to see the market, to have market metrics, but more market metrics to then put your position on gold or more meaningful asset, right? So so actually I think that prediction market are good, but as a tool, and people that are actually involved into prediction market are the same people that are doing betting on sports or any of this stuff. I don't really. It's not. It's useful in this sense.
Is there anything, any protocol or something that you would love to see coming in the future? Something that you think that is mega useful and no one built it yet?
Yeah. Well, everything that is that can. I don't have precise idea, but everything that can maybe uh, let grow Forex market on DeFi. Everything that helps grow Forex market on DeFi would help a lot. Uh, everything that makes capital more efficient, uh, like we do at P0, we are making capital more efficient. So it's not. I have ideas. I mean, uh, I have no ideas exactly how this can be implemented, but this is some access. Also, risk management areas and they're delivered.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
building into the
100%.
risk, yeah, and building something into the risk, which I tend to do maybe since I know I know quite a lot about the risk. I mean, quite a lot. I never.
You had your
I
experience since in
Yeah,
general, right,
I
as a
know
user.
I know stuff, but I'm definitely uh, not as good as so many people that I'm seeing on X, or so many scientists that I read that are thousands of millennial above me. Uh, so I don't know how will I be able to build something, but I think risk and forex for me are two good promising area.
Yeah, do you think we need more education in terms of those areas, in terms of security, how to approach platforms? Sometimes it seems like a new platform just come out, gamified thing, put there, 100% APY, nice, let's put all my money there, and
Yeah,
sometimes people don't have the perception of what they put the money into.
yeah, finance is about risk premium. DeFi is has developed their premium side, not much the risk side.
Hmm.
So if you got to develop the risk side, that as much if because people want to gain money, right? So having addition to their portfolio, but what about not losing?
Exactly, that's very important, right?
That's also a plus, but an implicit plus, and so that implicit plus is something maybe that not anyone is thinking of, at least in DeFi. But I think I see very few protocols or app that are doing risk and that are saying, okay, look, this asset is backed by this and this and this, and have analytics. So I don't really see that much. So maybe building something around that will be cool.
Thank you so much for coming. There's anything that you want to mention or that we didn't speak that Project Zero is doing or that you are doing on your personal level?
For P0, I would always have stuff to say, of course. We have this zero pay infrastructure. So basically, the idea is you plug your bank card into us. So for now, it's US based people only, and so you plug your card from any bank account from any banks, from any crypto banks, from any neobanks. So you plug into us. You can have your yield working for you, having sold stablecoin or cryptocurrencies, governance token collateralized, getting yield. You borrow stablecoins against it, and you can buy stuff with your borrow in real life. So you're not selling your crypto, right? It's just a borrow. So you will pay later with the interest you're getting from the yield. And so you can pay everything. You can pay your grocery, you can pay your travel, you can pay everything with that. And so that's really powerful. So you can do that on P0. Soon we'll be integrating Perps and derivatives. You'll be able to hedge your funding rates on P0. That's the very big stuff coming up. No one is doing it for now, and that's
great.
Yeah, of course, I'm not gonna give all the secret sauce, like I said, but
yeah, of course.
But since we are building it, we are in advance. So, and next after Perps, we will see, but always bring new markets to trade and to unlock stuff that wasn't possible before. So these two stuff, zero pay and derivatives, perpetual strategies into P0 are coming. I mean, zero pay is already available, but Perps is coming next, and that will be big.
I'm happy for that, and that we have more products and ways of making the money work for us. But that's great. Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, appreciate the conversation. That was nice. Thank you.
Chop, chop, the wood we carry. Chop, chop, never meant to bury. Fire runs through the grain. Nothing lost, nothing to claim. Chop, chop, keep it moving. Chop, chop, always flowing around the night. Voices arise in the dark, truth survives.